Welcome to you, our listener, anywhere you are, to ISIFE EDUBLOG. Yours truly, Martin Ekba, on the topic tenses. Today, we look at the past tense. Notice that we've had a lesson on tenses where we talked about the present tense and all there is to it. So today we will take in the past tense. The past tense is used in various ways to express events of the past. It is subdivided into four: the simple past tense, the past progressive tense, or the past continuous tense, the past perfect tense, and the past perfect progressive tense. So we'll look at how each of these subdivisions is used. First, we have the simple past tense. It is used sometimes with time adverbs. Sometimes the adverb may be dropped, but quite often the time adverb is necessary to express events of the past. We use the past tense to express events of the time in addition to a time adverb. In a discussion where the adverb is obvious, the adverb will be dropped. And that is the time adverb, is what I mean. Okay, so here, Nnamdi Azikiwe died in 1996. Here is the time adverb. Right? Now, when we talked about the present tenses, we use the example, Nnamdi Azikiwe has died. There was no need for time in that expression. Alright? But when there is the need for time, we have to remove that has. So it returned to Nnamdi Azikiwe died in 1996. Died is the simple past tense. Okay. The second example says, I drank tea in the morning. I drank tea in the morning. Yes. Like I said, okay, let me use this one. We went home. In this case, I didn't add the time adverb. We went home. Let's say, where were you then? Somebody had asked you, where were you then? And the answer is, we went home. In that case, there is no need for you to add then or yesterday, because already the time, the person listening to you was aware of the time of the event. So in such case, the time adverb will be dropped. So we went home is just the answer to that question. Now, we take the second function of the simple past tense. It is used to express past discontinued habits. Things we did regularly in the past, we no longer do them now. Alright? We always visited our grandfather. Perhaps the man is late now, so the visits have stopped. Therefore, you put it in the past. We always visited our grandfather. Not we always visit our grandfather when this visit is no longer taking place. Alright? She usually cooked for us. Alright? That shows she, whether alive or living, no longer cooks. This thing was happening in the past. So, she usually cooked for us. Okay. Let's move on to the past progressive tense. The past progressive tense is used to express an action that lasted for a while in the past. That's one function of it, to express an action that lasted for a while in the past. We were watching a football match then. Alright? This watching of the football match is not going on now, but it took place for some time in the past. That's why we have added watching in the continuous form. That is were, the be verb, and then watching in the past. So the second function of the past progressive tense is to say that one thing was going on when another happened. Two events. One was taking place, then the second happened while the first one was still ongoing. I was dancing when he entered the hall. I was dancing is the one we're interested in here. I was dancing, then something else happened when he entered the hall. So you see that in this clause, in this second clause, we have used the simple past tense. Alright? So you can now see that the simple past tense can also be used to say that something happened when another one was ongoing. So the first clause used the past progressive tense, while the second clause used the simple past. Then we also use the past progressive tense to express a persistent habit in the past. A persistent habit in the past. Thus we have, she was always nagging. She was always nagging. We were often being starved. A persistent habit in the past. That's how the past progressive tense is used. But our work on the past tense will continue with the past perfect and the past perfect progressive tenses. Meanwhile, future tense will also be in this lesson. Alright. The past perfect tense is used to say that something had happened before another. So, in one sentence, there are two clauses. One stating what had recently happened, the other stating what happened before that one. So, invariably, one will be in the past tense, then the other will be in the past perfect tense. These two clauses, one will be in the simple past, the other will be in the past perfect tense. That's when had will be used, because we're looking at the use of had right now. Had. Now, it is used to say that something had happened before another. The bus had taken off before I got to the terminus. Before I got to the terminus, the dependent clause has the simple past tense, which is got. But before I got to the terminus, another thing had happened, which is the bus taking off. So the bus had taken off before I got to the terminus. Had taken off is the past perfect tense. The bridge had collapsed when I got there. The bridge had collapsed when I got there. So the collapsing of the bridge took place before this person's arrival. Now, we have the past perfect progressive tense. What is the function of the past perfect progressive tense? We use it to express an action that began in the past and is ongoing when another happened. Something started, in the case of this one, the bridge had collapsed. It's no longer going on. The collapsing had taken place. In the case of this one, the taking off had taken place. But in the case of this one, this action is in progress. It has started. Yes. It is still ongoing. Then something else happens. So, when she returned from London in 2010, I had been working for 6 years. So you see, I started work. I'm still working. Not as if the work started and ended. I started work. I'm still working when she returned. So, I had been working, had been and working form the past perfect progressive tense. Before I arrived her house, she had been vomiting for 2 hours. She had been vomiting is the past perfect progressive form. Past perfect progressive. That's what we mean. And so, I will be joining the lesson on future tense as I promised earlier. Let us make it a different lesson altogether so that the future tense will have its own slot. So, let's do it that way and save us too lengthy a lesson time. Thank you so much for being part of this program, and don't forget to share, don't forget to like, and as always, stay subscribed to this platform while inviting others. Don't forget as well that there are past questions for these topics which we will use to help you understand how questions are answered and the correct answers to those questions. Thank you.